안녕하세요. 잉글리시 그루에 오신 걸 환영합니다. 저의 이름은 은혜입니다. 오늘은 인터뷰를 어떻게 준비하는지 소개해 드릴게요. 질문 있으시면 question@englishguru.us로 문의 바랍니다.
Don't be shy.
Are you wearing the same clothes again? Okay.
My dryer is broken.
Yeah, so is mine. My hair isn't growing. So I'm wearing this hat for 3 weeks.
So,
What are we talking about today?
What is today's episode? Is it episode 3?
yes.
Okay.
So we're gonna talk about how to prepare for an interview. So what advice would you give to people who are first preparing for English interview?
Advice I would give to people who are first preparing for an English interview. The first advice I would give is, start early. Okay.
So prepare.
Yeah, prepare early because I see a lot of people. They have no idea, and all of a sudden they have an interview, like next week, right? And they come to me and say, "Oh, what am I going to do?" And I say, pray to God. Well, again, depending on how comfortable you feel about, you're speaking English, I would say anywhere between 6 months, 3 months at least, to get ready. Be prepared, for instance, know your resume, for instance, right? There are so many people I've seen who have no idea what's on their resume. And this was actually in the newspaper a couple of months ago. There was this article in the Korean newspaper where they asked all the 인사 담당자s of Korean companies about what kind of interviewee that they do not like. And one of the answers was that they say that this actually happens a lot, right? In the interview, the interviewer asks the guy. He says, "Well, according to your resume, you've done this and this and this. Can you tell us about that?" And the guy goes, "제 이력서에 그런 말이 있습니까?" If this is serious, okay? So that's what is the probability of that guy getting the job that day? 0, right? So know your resume. Another thing is know the company that you're applying to. Okay, not just the company name and where they're located at. I mean, really study about the company. Go to their websites. Read the freaking website. And don't just stop there. Do a news search, right? Do article search. For the most recent 3 to 6 months, right? Any article in the newspaper about this company, because the last thing you want to do in an interview is where the interviewer asks you, "Have you seen the news article about us last week?" And you didn't, right? And that's going to be a big problem, right? Another good resource is, download the annual reports, right? Read about their culture and philosophy. Just know the basic big figures, how much revenue, operating profit, net profit, what is their share price right now? Is it going up? Is it going down? Stuff like that. And also one more thing, if you can do this, it's kind of clever. If you can get those analyst reports from the 증권회사, right? What we call the 분석 report in Korea. If you can get some of those analyst reports about the company you're applying to, and read that, that helps a lot too. So actually, this is a lot of work, and you really can't do this overnight or within a couple of days. So you at least need, I would say, at least a week to get this, to really know about this stuff. And basically, you have to brush up on your English and all that stuff. So so that's kind of like the major advice I would give to people.
So anything else?
Have a few questions ready, right? Because at the end of the interviewer will say, "Well, do you have any questions for us?" And you don't want to ask something stupid at that point, like 휴가는 며칠입니까? You don't want to ask something like that. You want to use that as another opportunity to show the guy that you are really keen on joining the company, right? So let's say the guy asks you, well, wait, do you have any questions? One cool thing to do is you can say, well, I read in the newspaper last week about your company, about this new product, or about or this new movement, or about this whatever. Can you tell me from an insider's perspective about how that came about? Blah blah blah. It makes you look smart. And things like that can work to your advantage. So have a couple of questions ready, and and things like that. Yeah, I guess that's what I wanted to say. All right. Is there anything else? What?
Newspaper?
Oh, I thought I talked about newspapers. Okay. Another thing, I was going to say this, I forgot. When you do your research, when you do your news search, of course you have to know about the company, but you also have to know about current events, right? Because, again, you have to know what's happening in the world right now, right? So, any question may come out. Somebody may ask you about, the Iranian elections. Somebody may ask you about, the Korean-US FTA, right, and stuff like that, and you want to keep on top of that. If you're a marketing major, keep on top of marketing trends. Remember when the iPhone came out a couple of years ago? That was a big hype internationally, and the guy can ask you, what do you think of the iPhone hype? And you say, well, I have no idea. Well, that's not a good thing. Okay, so again, keep up on your current events, know your company, know your resume, be prepared, and that's all I have to say today. I think I talked too much.
No, that was great.
Okay. Are we done?
Yeah, so what are we talking about next week?
I thought we'd talk about bars and beer.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Okay, let's wrap it up.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Another show in the can.
시청해주셔서 감사합니다. 보고 싶은 거나 질문하실 거 있으시면 우리 메일로 문의 주시고요. 지금까지 은혜였습니다. 다음에 봬요.